about. Let's go. Let's go. We don't get tired till that bell rings. Let's go. There we go. Come on. Push, push, push. Let's go. Let's go.
Raquito.
Right hand, hook, 1-2. Now when you throw that 1-2 after the hook, snatch it. Snatch it. Let's go. Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Hands up. Let's go. Let's go.
What's happening, Jake?
This is your environment.
Go work. Let's go. Work. Work, 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 work.
Come on.
1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 3. Back on the 1, 2 after that. 3, 1, 2. There you go. 1, 2, 1, 3.
Hey, what is it?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Jake wants to have a word with you.
Oh, I want to have a word with him. Work.
How consistent can you be?
Last one, come on.
There we go. Breathe. All right. Pay attention. Jab. Right hand. If you don't hear me, say it. Jab. Right hand. Hook to the head. Hook to the body. Hook to the head. Turn your ass, turn your knee, turn your ankle. Torque it. Let's go.
Make sure you reset.
Let's go. Get right back online.
Take care of each other. Go do it again. Go do it again.
Get ready. Let's get ready. Go! Let's go! Pick it up! Yeah. Thank you. Body hook. 1, 2 hook. Body hook. There you go. Do it again. Y'all trying to make me get through it. Let's go. Same thing. is going to separate the men from the, get over there. This is going to separate the men from the mouse, or mice.
Everybody.
All right, we're going to do a rumble. I need a time on it because we're going to take them right through it.
Recover.
Breathe, y'all better set it up and breathe because we're going to finish it.
How you feel?
Ask Jake Paul.
Let's go, Jake Paul.
No. Let's go.
How you feel? How you feel, Sal?
Feel good.
How you feeling? Let's do it. Let's work. Come on, stand up. How you feel? Good. Awesome.
Hard work,
All
dedication.
Right. Let's go. How you feeling? Let's go.
Come on, man.
How you feel?
Good. Ready. We're ready.
Let's go. How you feeling? Let's do this. Aaron, how you feeling? Rajan, how you feel?
I'm tired.
That's it. Let's go. Hands moving. Hands moving. Let's go. Roll down, let's go.
Get him out of here. Knock him out. Knock him out. Dig deep. Don't stop, baby. Don't stop. Make it burn, baby. Work hard. The only way you come up short is when you don't dedicate yourself to your craft. That's the only time. You got to dig inside yourself and find the fire. Find the fire. And the only way the fire don't burn bright is when you don't put the time in to know that you can keep going. Endurance is a mind thing, but you have to build endurance by working hard. All right, I'm done. I love it.
Hey, good work. Have each other up. Great work now.
Let's go, that's right.
Great work.
Good work.
It's your environment. You're taking
Way
care
to
of
work.
each other. It's a beautiful day.
Way to work, guys.
Let's go.
Way to work. A lot of killers in here. Make it really sharp.
I know he went very well boxing, but he'll be ready for it just to get somebody with that basketball.
That's what we asked for.
Let's work.
That's what we asked for. Do it.
Good work. Good work. Proud of you guys. Proud of you guys.
Jake, you want to lead the breath work? Yeah, I can do it. Okay.
Jake's goal.
Proud of you guys. Pick each other up.
I know it's important for me to grow your meat as a boxer, right? You can be the best in the world, but you have 600 followers, you can't sell.
You gotta sell, baby.
And that's our pitch to you.
Okay.
We've done speed challenges with a bunch of other pros.
Ryan Garcia did it with Ryan Garcia.
Shushu Carrington, everybody. And we're asking if we can do it with you.
What is it like?
Speed challenge. You just I've uploaded a bunch of videos. The boom. Training. I gain over.
You guys want me to do it? Or?
With you. And I gained over like 6,000 followers over time.
I could.
As
long as we win, because we're trying to put a $10,000 bet on it. But that's
no, we're not doing that. I'm about that.
No, that's what, because we're so confident we're not going to lose.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
$10,000.
Do it with this background.
Yeah. You go on. Let him go in the middle. Let him warm up.
All right, ready? Come on, speed challenge, baby. Let's go.
Go.
No, that's crazy. You're trying to.
Hey, you guys are warmed up though. Jake, don't let them boys try to do it.
Hey, they're tiny though. I'm a heavyweight, baby.
I'm 154, man.
He's faster
I'm
than
like
you.
100 pounds.
No, that's
He's
crazy.
faster than you. I saw it.
No, I'm trying to get that money for my surgery, man.
But he's
He's faster than
practicing.
you.
No.
I saw it.
Wrong camera. That's not that. Wrong camera, man.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little cool down breath work. All right, let's go.
Everyone spread out.
Let's go. Sit down, right over here. Sit down. Sit down.
Dora's joining us.
Squat down, drop the seat.
Sit down.
Alright, so we're gonna do a little cool down breath work. Usually hit this like after the workouts and just lock in and let everything go, cool the body down, relaxing the muscles and just thinking about the work from today and anything that's on your mind, things that you worked on, try to lock it in there. Your brain has all these subconscious layers, so everything you worked on, the more you think about it, the more it becomes second nature. So while you're meditating, it's good to think about all the training. So we're just gonna start with 5 breaths and then hold for 10, and we'll just do 3 or 4 rounds of that. So 5 deep breaths on me, in through the nose. You can close your eyes, 1 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can hold it at the top. And exhale. Hold for 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. And exhale. 10 seconds at the bottom. 3, 2, 1, 5 more. 3, 4. Hold at the top. And just letting go of the workout, any stress, letting your body relax, letting your mind relax, giving yourself gratitude and being proud of yourself for working today. Do 5 more. In through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it top. Letting everything go, congratulating yourself. Another hard day's work. This is what we love, this is what it's all about. You can just go back to regular breathing. And I think we have the cards to set the goals. Yeah. Good. That speech.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have these cards to pass out to everyone, but when I was a kid, I would write my goal of what I wanted to accomplish on my mirror, and I would say it to myself every morning, every night. Sure. We have more pens. Yeah. You can pass this around. So what you put out into the universe is what comes back, the power of manifestation. And saying these things out loud, it might be hard to understand, but we live in a vibrational world. That's why there's Wi-Fi and music, and we feel each other's energy. You know, you can tell if someone's staring at you. It's all energetic world that we live in. So when you say things out loud and into the universe, it can hear you, and it brings that energy to you, and it grows. And it's a crazy concept, but it's literally worked for me, and you guys can start to practice it. You have to match that with the work that you put in here in the gym, or whatever it is that you do want to accomplish in life. It doesn't have to be boxing or being a world champion or whatever. You could write down like, I want to be a better friend. I want to be a better person. I want to work harder on my companies. I want to, maybe if you had a landscaping company, I had like 10 clients when I was a kid, and I was like, I want to have 20. I want to get to 25 lawns that I'm mowing. And so it could be used for anything inside and outside the gym. For me, right now, my goal is to be world champion. So I already have it on my mirror in Puerto Rico. But you guys can think of anything that you want to do or want to accomplish. Maybe it's just losing weight, losing 5 pounds, and doing more push-ups. It can be something simple, but it's good to chase something in life and to have that purpose. And this also kind of holds you accountable, because if you know you want to do it and you know that you're slacking and not putting in the work, you're going to feel that. So this is super helpful for all those things. And then writing down, what are those actions that it'll take you to get there. Everyone's paper's probably soaking wet. That worked. Yeah, so I have it on my mirror. It just says, I, Jake Paul, will become world champion. And I just say it to myself, maybe not every day or every morning or whatever, but it's always there as a reminder, and you can hold yourself accountable. So this is super useful stuff right here.
It changed my life, by the way. I started doing that because of him, and it changed my whole life. Like putting my goals up on the wall, looking at them every day. So it's really, really good stuff.
So yeah, feel free to hang these on your mirror. You can share with people. You can tell your friends, whatever, and that also creates more energy around the growth goal that you want to accomplish. But you also don't have to share it with anyone. I think it's kind of like a crazy concept, and it might make you feel like weird. When I first started doing it, I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't know if I can do this, but it brought the best out of me. So.
Anyone need help with the goal?
Anyone have any questions around it or anything?
Don't be quiet now, crew.
You do like your breathe in, breathe out every morning and before fight, or you use the Wim Hof breathe in, breathe out meditation or how
Exactly, yeah.
You do it.
Yeah, I do the breath work first thing in the morning. I think a lot of times when we wake up, you grab your phone right away, you start looking at what's going on, it'll stress you out, maybe you're on Instagram, and it's just not the best way to start your day. So I go outside and do the breath work, and I think of what I want to do and who I want to be every single day, and the actions that I have to set forth to accomplish everything that I want to be and become in life. So yeah, I do the breath work in the mornings, and anytime I feel stressed, maybe it's like a long day of work or school or whatever you guys are doing, and you come home and you just maybe need to get rid of all that bad energy or stress that you have going on, and it's very helpful. So you can really utilize it at any moment, but I also do it for visualizing the fights and visualizing the outcome that I want to have happen. I picture myself in the stadium, in the ring, seeing, Chavez, for example, throwing his left hook. And when you create those, brain connections in your mind. It's like you're already living in the moment before it happens. So your synapses are going to fire better, and your reaction time is going to be better, and you're going to just see everything basically in slow motion because you've already lived it and envisioned it multiple times. So it's super helpful for that as well, and I do it while I'm breathing to just open up my body and open up my energy field. Amazing, good work out there. You guys are some real talented kids here. A lot of speed, a lot of speed.
Does anyone have any other questions for Jake? And then we will wrap with a quick picture of everybody, and then get out of here. Great work.
Any questions, team?
What's your dog's name?
This is Thor. King Thor.
Right here.
I don't know much about your like background in boxing, but what made you like be confident in boxing?
Honestly, the only thing that made me confident in boxing was the preparation, because I wasn't really confident at first, but I know that I trained hard, I did all the cardio, I showed up at the gym every day, so even though I would be scared going into fights, I still knew that I wasn't going to get tired, and I still was just going to do my best that I possibly could, and you know, that's really all just in terms of preparation is what makes me confident in every fight. But there is always fear, you know, like anyone who says they're going into a fight without fear or like a little bit of insecurity is just lying, but it's just utilizing that to fuel you harder in the days and months leading up to the fight, because you can use that fear as energy. And so knowing there's another person out there training super hard to take your head off, that means you have to go harder in the gym. So use that fear and insecurity, and eventually the confidence will continue to grow.
If you become like world champion, you think you still gonna get hit on as much as you do right now?
He said if I become world champion, does he think I'll still get hate on? Yes. I think
No, as much.
I mean, definitely not as much, but in this sport, right, you have Floyd Mayweather, who fought the most amount of world champions out of any fighter in history and beat them all, and they still make excuses about his career and what he didn't do, and he barely beat this person, or it should have gone this way. So there's always going to be haters no matter what you do in life, and you just have to love yourself, focus on yourself, and not worry what other people are saying. Like I'm doing it more to prove myself right and the challenge for myself than for validation of other people.
I remember like in middle school, like I bought that like Maverick bag.
Yeah.
And then it was always people like I think I got into like 10 street fights every day.
Because they were hating on the merch.
No, hating on like you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I just want to say something else on that. So something I've noticed just from spending so much time with Jake is that he speaks in absolute terms when he talks about himself and the power of like belief that he has. So like when you said, if you become world champion, if you look at whenever he talks about that, he never ever says if. It's always when, and it's always an absolute belief in himself. And it's kind of like a delusional belief, it looks like at first, until those things come true. So that's just something I've seen from him so much, is just this unwavering belief in himself. Even maybe when he's scared, he always talks about himself in the highest terms. And so that translates to how you feel about yourself. So.
Jake, do you set big deadlines for yourself?
In terms of like certain goals?
Yeah, like as an example, becoming a world champion. Do you set deadline for when you're gonna do it?
Yeah, I have said like from now it's like 2 to 3 more years, but I think it's good to have deadlines of when you want to do something, because you know you have to be measuring up to that level. It's almost like a baseline tracker. Like if I'm not good enough in the next 2 years, that's my own problem. And so if you set a timeline on certain things, it can be beneficial to hold you accountable. Because human nature, you're gonna mess up, you're gonna slip up sometimes. No one's ever going to be perfect, but you can always jump right back onto the timeline and keep striving for that success.
In regard to world champ stuff, so a lot of fighters, they kind
kind of set roadmaps for themselves against, in terms of like who they would be fighting or who they think that they'd be able to take the championship from? Any current fighters think like, okay, like that could be world champion in the next few years that you feel like you could compete and take the title from?
I don't know about who in the future in cruiserweight. Yeah, I think current, like, we're in conversations with Zerto Ramirez and also Badu Jack. So they have a couple of the belts. And for me, I'm very excited to make that happen next year.
Who's your favorite fighter of all time? Like top 5.
Favorite fighters of all time? I would say David Benavidez is on there. I like Usyk, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, and Tommy Hearns. Thomas. What? Oh, Man's, yeah, he's good too. There's a lot of good fighters. But yeah, Benavidez is my favorite right now. You have a question?
Do you plan on being really active next year?
Yeah, I think 2 to 3 fights a year is key. It's key to stay active and in camp. A lot of times it's just like the business side of things that hold up a lot of fights.
What do you do when people are hating on you and don't believe in you?
Yeah, I think that if you're doing anything that involves success or being outside of the normal, there's always going to be, even if it's just one person or 2 people saying, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that. Or if you, let's say you lose a fight, there's going to be people that are going to be echoing it and saying, you know, this kid's a loser, he's never going to make it, what a bad fight. But I promise you, I've never met someone who's very successful that hates on other people. It's the people who don't love themselves or insecure about their own lives and what they didn't accomplish or aren't able to do that try to drag others down to their level. And it's gonna happen regardless, no matter who you are. You could be the nicest person in the world, and if you're successful, people are still gonna have something to say. And so it's really just about your family, the people around you, and having those friendships and the people that matter in your life, and they're always going to be there for you. And that's what Boxing Bullies is about. This is a group of like-minded people who are working together, boxing, sharing the goals, so you can find community in this gym. And that's really what it's all about. When the outside world is hating on me and my friends are laughing and having a blast, because that's what matters the most.
So most pro fighters, they go like 4, then 6, and 8, and 12 rounds, and that goes over the course of like 20 fights. You made that jump very early, from like very low rounds to like 10, 12 round fights. How did you condition yourself to where you can kind of go those rounds and still be?
Yeah, I think that it's definitely not been like a normal career, but my team has pushed me extremely hard. And so I think you could have the conditioning, and a lot of fighters have the conditioning, but if you can't stay calm in the ring and deal with the moment, that's when you start to get tired. So really, the conditioning is more mental and breathing and not getting too excited before fights, because then you'll have that adrenaline flowing, and the adrenaline makes you tired. So that's where the breath work comes in, you know, calming down and being relaxed and just being like a Zen master, right? That's where meditation comes from, is, you know, the peaceful yogis and stuff like that. So the mental side of staying calm and not getting too nervous, because I think we train hard in here. The only time you're gonna get tired is if like you go in there and you're just trying to knock them out and not sticking to the game plan.
All right, let's do one more question.
Yeah. The goal of the Cops and Kids program is to open up programs like this in every precinct, in every neighborhood. Talk to us about Boxing Bully and your biggest goals with it.
Yeah, my biggest goals is to have gyms all across America, and getting as many kids into these nicer facilities and funding different amateurs to be able to go to tournaments, to get involved in boxing, getting new boxing gloves, new equipment as much as possible, and to create this program with USA Boxing so that people can get motivated to be in the gyms and working really hard and growing awareness around the sport that helped me so much in life. And so as many gyms and as many boys and girls clubs or charities or people that we can work with, that's really what the goal is.
Thank you.
Jake, we got
One more.
As a female women's boxing, how do you see the female boxing growing in the men's round?
Yeah, I mean, it's finally getting the platform it deserves. I think recently the women's fights have been more entertaining than the men's fights, and it's really just not even about gender, it's just boxing. And Amanda Serrano has paved that path for everyone to really become a superstar and to put women's boxing on a map, and also to make a lot of money, which can be exciting for the rest of the sport. You saw Holly Holm wants to come back to box again because of the big opportunities that are happening in the sport. And this Friday is just another amazing stepping stone. Netflix, all women's card, 17 championship fights. This is going to be like a big staple moment. And we got you guys all tickets, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so we're getting you guys all tickets to be able to come to the fight.
Before we finish, Jake, I just want to give you a couple of words of advice. When you first started your career, because I train Slim Albaha also. He's a YouTuber. And when I started working with him, I thought it was just a joke and let's go out here, until I went to England for the event, and the exposure was insane, phenomenal. Most of the kids on the card were marginal fighters, just basics.
Yeah.
But they all believed in what they were doing. They all had that desire to try to be better than what they were. And so I say to you, no matter what anybody tells you, I see you're very confident, which is wonderful. No matter what hiccup might come in your road, stay attuned to being special, because you're moving on a faster track. So you're going to be judged accordingly. But don't let that be anything that deters or redirects you. Stay focused on being the best that you could possibly be. You're a special individual, and I've worked with 14 world champions already. Not one of them has came down and spoke to these kids like you have. Big you up.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so Jake, do you want to get up in the ring, then we'll get one group of VIP?
All right, say cheese. Cheese. No one said it.
That's it. Okay, man. Everybody look at the camera already. I see
cameras.
18 of them.
I'm looking at the middle.
Look at this one.
Yeah.
Looking at the big one.
Eyes right here real quick.
Okay. All right, thank you guys.
Awesome.